Okay. Trying to demonstrate that what is actually happening is I'm paying the boost activation cost one time, and within about a quarter to a third of a second, I'm able to get multiple drift inputs off of that. The easiest way to verify that there's no additional boost activation cost being paid, aside from just looking very closely at the bar, would be to shunt all power out of engines, such as, in the instance of shunt charging. But there's often delay and lag on that, so I'm not convinced that that would convince you if I tried that. Let's see what I can do. Let's try another asteroid. No, that wasn't it. I fucked up. So I want to restate what's happening here. It's a single boost drift combo button, one button exactly, only one. This one button is on my left trigger finger. I'm using it on a stick on PC. There is no mapping software that's mapping it to a keyboard binding. It's just the default boost/drift combo button. What I'm doing is something like a Morse code sequence. Think of it like dash dot dash. And that the first dash is you're activating the boost, and you hold it down for as long as it takes to accelerate to full, which with under throttle acceleration should be very, very fast, so it's a very brief dash. The dot is your first drift activation, so it just concludes your boost, and it happens almost immediately after boosting, and it sets a trajectory. And then the final dash of the 3-button sequence is the multi-drift. It is an extra drift input that you get off of a single boost activation. And it's a dash because you're holding it. If you're fast, you can do this 2, maybe 3 times. It's very impractical. Maybe 2 times. Which means you get an initial drift, a multi-drift, and a multi-drift if you're really fast, but that's extremely hard, and I can't do it often. It's usually just the initial drift that concludes the boost, and then one additional drift after that. This is just because the window of opportunity is so short. It's very, very brief. I'll repeat myself. The way I describe this is that it feels like there is a server-side cooldown on activating new boosts, which is very short, which is what, makes boost skipping possible. You can back-to-back boost very quickly. But if you press the input so fast, that, like faster even than boost skipping would demand, you get multi-drifts instead. This seems to be because any additional input on your single boost drift combo control is recognized as a drift input and not a boost activation input if it's too fast. But the weird thing, and this seems to be due to server latency or I don't know, the weird thing is that the actual multi-drift itself appears to happen on a delay after hitting the input. So to recap, I'm actually hitting the button sequence in like a quarter to a third of a second. It's pretty fast. The estimation I keep using is it's under 300 milliseconds. But I see myself entering the second drift with the whole jerk and change in trajectory and momentum like a half second after activating the boost. There's some delay on it. I think that this makes it difficult to demonstrate because people will see the multi-drift occur if they recognize that that's what it is, the jerk and the change in the trajectory. And they'll think, that looks like I have a lot of leeway when pressing the button because it didn't occur for like a full half second after you activated your boost. But no. I'm hitting the inputs much, much faster than the result that you're seeing. You have to hit it very fast, but you also can't spam. If you spam, the consequence will be that you inadvertently activate a new boost when you didn't mean to. And it would look something like this. Which is more like boost skipping. And I don't really do that. Okay, to finish this off, I'm going to try to demonstrate what it looks like from first person when you're changing trajectory. So, ideally I would be entering a drift, and say, for example, pointing my stick down. Turn around so I can do this. But then, before multi-drifting, I'd pull my stick, like, left, right, or up.
They destroyed one of our cruisers. Corvette destroyed. Incoming missile. Just great. They're locking on.
Now, the argument can be made, well, what's the practical use of this? Oh, I'm in the danger zone. Oops.
Missile coming my way.
The practical use of it is juking, in so many words. Not necessarily pinballing, but juking. Pinballing, obviously, is a whole different beast. Pinballing doesn't require multi-drifting, you can just do this. No multi-drifting involved at all. For really good pinballing, you change trajectory very dramatically. You might even turn around, go up and down, use all the axes available to you. You don't just go forward. Multi-drifting, though, is essentially just tight turns. In this fashion, I should say. With one button. Which is great for juking missiles. And it's great for getting around asteroids. And you can do some very elusive things when orbiting like a capital ship, for example. But I would still just use normal pinball for evasion the majority of the time. You would see me multi-drift in the middle of pinballing if I was being chased by a missile, which, to be fair, is all the time, so. That's all I got.